Hi, I'm Crystal,
And I'm Tara.
and you're listening to the Rom-Com Detectives. Welcome to Rom-Com Detectives, episode 48, Weekend at Burnie's. Today we'll be talking about the third episode of Lucifer season 2 called Sin Eater. This episode originally aired on October 10, 2016, was written by Alex Katz-Nelson, and was directed by Mersey Almas. So this is our last recorded episode of 2025, but it's going to be our first published episode of 2026. Woohoo!
Wow. How is it almost 2026?
I know, it's
don't
crazy.
know. Which is messed up because that means that this episode originally aired 10 years ago. I mean, at the end of 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But still,
That's a long time ago.
Right? It does not feel that way.
It doesn't feel like it, yeah.
No.
It's weird.
I blame the pandemic.
I know. It's like it gobbled up like 3 years, right?
Yeah, it didn't count. We should get those back.
And plus, I distinctly remember listening to or reading about what doctors were saying, like, oh yeah, things will go back to normal in like 3 to 4 years. And I was like, ha, that's ridiculous. But it totally turned out to be true.
Yep.
Oh gosh, crazy. All right, let's get to the case briefing. We had 2 victims in this one. One was Nicholas Sands, age 35, and Adam Weiser, age 29. Their causes of death, respectively, was burning and asphyxiation. The motive was punishment.
Boop, boop, boop.
And the killer was Ray, the HR guy.
I trust an HR guy.
And usually the guest stars takes me a while to pull up on IMDb because I gotta go look through everybody's profiles and check everything out and what they've been in. But we only have 2 notable ones in this one.
Mm-hmm.
First one was the lady who played Leslie. Her name is Robin Givens. And I was like, oh my God, I know her name. And she does look really familiar. She's been on Riverdale and Batwoman, but most notably, she was in Head of the Class, which is like an 80s sitcom. She was on like over 150 episodes of that.
Wow.
And then there was Vic Sahay. He played Ray, and he's from Chuck, and he's had a load of procedural guest spots too. Yeah. So
his face is just like, I know this guy
from something.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the episode breakdown. It opens with a man tearfully apologizing in the dark. He's chained to a pole, and I wanted to note that I noticed like a discrepancy here because he's chained to like a small, I think, silver pole, and then later it looks like he's chained to something much bigger. So, but someone lights a torch and sets him on fire. So it's a kind of a gruesome opening. And actually, a lot in this episode had me like wondering because I listened to TV Police with like Neosha and Karen because it's the Mentalist Rewatch podcast, and they had a guest on this week where she was talking about how like one time there was a little bit too much butt showing with someone's underwear, so they had to increase the underwear so that it was like acceptable, and they had to spend a lot of money on like special effects to do that. And I was just like, yeah, but look at Lucifer.
Right?
I guess maybe it's because Mentalist is older and maybe standards were a little more strict because, oh my God, watching Lucifer, it's like it goes straight into like Lucifer dripping hot wax on this barely clothed woman. She's in red lingerie and he's just dripping hot wax all over her body.
But it's wild, like, because there are times when, like, I remember the first time I heard someone say the F word on like regular TV, which has happened on, at least here in Canada, on CBC, and like that was not there most of the years that I watched TV. Like it was, you didn't even say like, bitch. And then I'm like, we're just sitting there watching. I'm like, did they just cuss on the CBC? And yeah, so times they are changing, I guess. in terms of what you can
Yeah.
get away with.
They're a lot more lenient as time goes
Mhm.
on. Because I think I've actually heard "asshole"
Yeah, it's
uncensored.
it's crazy.
Yeah. It gets hard to tell too sometimes because I don't watch things on TV anymore, I just
Yeah.
watch it on streaming, so even if they're, like, aired episodes, I still watch it on streaming, so, like, Paramount Plus, I'll watch, like, CBS
Mhm.
shows and stuff like that, and, like, for NBC, I watch, like, Law& and Order, Organized Crime, and I watch SVU, but, like, when the last season of Organized Crime was airing, I was like, "Oh my god, Stabler just said the F word." And
Well,
I was
that
like,
was a
"What is"
huge thing with Lucifer when it
Yeah,
switched
switched
over
to Netflix.
from Fox to Netflix was like people everybody was like, "Ooh, who's gonna say a bad word?"
But yeah, when Stabler said the F word, I was like, "Oh my god, what is going on?" And so I had to Google it, and it turns out that they had shifted Organized Crime to be streaming only, so that's why. And then I
Wow,
guess now they're airing it, and they've probably like edited it so that he's not
so
actually
funny.
swearing. But it was kind of a shock. I didn't know
What
at the
the
time.
heck?
But I mean, it fit because I mean,
Mhm.
Stabler is like this really tough guy, and so it fit that he would be swearing because he
Yeah.
just seems like the sweary kind of
Sometimes
cop.
it's weirder
So
when people don't. Like
yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
"Really?
exactly.
That's I feel like you would have said something different there."
Yeah, yeah.
"Oh, crap. Really?"
I think that's why I tend to really enjoy streaming cop shows like the grittier ones like Bosch because it
Mhm.
just feels more realistic
Yeah.
just to have just with the language and everything. Okay, to get back on track.
Back to hot wax dripped on a lady.
But yeah, his little hot wax session is interrupted by mom. And
So
one
awkward.
I know, especially because she's like totally like, "Oh, who's this? Is she joining our party?"
Ugh.
Meanwhile, he's like disgusted.
Yeah.
This is my mother. And she's appropriately weirded out too. She's like, "Okay, I'm leaving."
I do think it's funny how we're getting like in the first season, every time him and Menadiel introduce themselves as brothers, they're like, and now in this season and this part of it's like every time somebody finds out she's his mom, they're like,
Yeah,
uh,
they're probably like, is she a stepmom?"
like, was she 12? Yeah,
Who is your plastic surgeon?
seriously, because they do good work.
He's upset in general because she's just like coming into his home whenever he likes and disrupting his
No
life
boundaries.
and and she's just like, "Yeah, but I just want to be with you guys."
Mhm.
She tells him that she wants to see because she says she wants to be part of her sons' lives, and so Lucifer's like, wait, did you just say sons?" And she's like, "Yeah, she wants to see Amenadiel too." And he's just like laughing at this because he has no idea what's going on with Amenadiel,
Yeah,
that he can't like fly, he can't pause time or anything like that. So he
yeah,
thinks that she would still get taken straight back to hell by him once he sees her.
exactly.
Yeah. But he tells her to go out and explore the world. He wants her to go do all these like touristy things. Okay, so next we go to the station, and I really like this scene. Any
I
scene
know,
with Trixie, right?
I know.
He rushes up to Chloe's desk. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. My stakeout went long." And it's not Chloe, it's Trixie. She's sitting in her chair wearing sunglasses, and he's
Wearing mom
got
sunglasses,
yeah.
looking very stern.
She looks so adorable, and you can tell when she says her line, when she's like, "You're lucky I like you." Like, the way
Mhm,
that Dan is smiling, it looks like more than Dan in character laughing at
yeah.
Trixie. It looks like Kevin laughing at Scarlett.
It's so cute, though, like, she's so adorable. I love Trixie.
But yeah, he brought her cake to make up for it. But
Mhm,
he sees Chloe and he mentions that he gives us like an update on what's been going on with him because he's like we learned 2 episodes ago, he's been demoted, so he's like the gopher for all the other cops. So that's why he's been running around. And Trixie asks if they're going on their family camping trip, and Dan like says, they need to talk about things because she's clearly been mad at him and it's starting to affect Trixie. So
Again, just want to say, justifiably mad.
uh-huh.
He
Yeah.
literally framed her for taking a fall about, like, I mean, lest
Gaslighting
we
for
forget,
months.
months. It cost her almost everything. Like, and everybody hated her. This is not a like, oh honey, I left the toilet seat up kind of.
Uh-huh.
Just saying. Just I
And
know that
and like the fact that she was ostracized and he was like her shoulder to cry on because of that ostracization,
yeah,
it's
it's
doubly awful.
it's awful. And I know that they wanted to keep him as a character, and so they kind of had to do this like backtracking of just how gross it was, but still.
He's lucky she's even speaking to him.
Yeah. He's lucky he's still allowed to see his child. Like, this is not a it's bad. It's a real bad thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But so Chloe's called to the scene and Lucifer is there and the victim has been burned to death as we saw earlier. But like I said, the pole here is different. It's like a thick brown pole,
Hmm.
and earlier it was like a thin silver metal pole. But
Continuity.
I guess it's not actually that guy. It's a mannequin. It's a
Yeah. They didn't actually burn the guy to death, so yeah.
Chloe says he worked for an internet startup called Wobble, which is a social media site. And I was telling Tara, I think they mention Wobble again one or two more times. It might
I feel
even
like
be
they
in
do.
season 5.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's I think they do mention it again. I wanna say
It's kind of like an in-universe kind of social media site,
yeah.
which I like. They also do that on the Rookie. They have something called Clip Talk, which, gee, I wonder what that's supposed to be.
Yeah, this one always strikes me as very, Tumblr-esque rather than
Mm.
because they post everything, and also Tumblr has a reputation for being where you can find vile things, like, I mean, also fanish things, but yeah. Um,
So Ella tells them that part of what he was lit up with was paraffin oil, but that it was mostly concentrated around his crotch. I like
mhm,
this scene because they all lean in and they're squinting.
yeah, and then everybody handles it very maturely, especially Lucifer.
I know. He starts breaking out pun after pun after pun. It was amazing.
Mhm, mhm,
His Great Balls of Fire, his Fire Crotch, Smokey Robinson, and our episode title, Weekend at Bernie's.
so funny.
So Ella pitches in with Burning Bush,
Mhm,
and Lucifer tells her that that was him and not to tell anyone. So
that was me.
to explain to people the reference, it's a Bible reference. It refers to Moses, right?
Yes, Moses.
Moses sees a burning bush, and the
And
burning
it
bush
talks to him.
it talks to him. It tells him
Yeah,
to
he
free the
thinks it's
slaves.
God. Yeah,
But it was Lucifer, apparently.
yeah,
Which fits because Lucifer is the good guy, right?
mhm, sometimes.
The good guy with a bad reputation.
Yeah,
Chloe scolds him and tells him to take this seriously. And he's like, I am. Punishment is my job. So if someone is stealing my job, I need to find out who it is. Which,
mhm,
very Lucifer on brand.
yes. He really can
Uh,
make anything about
I
himself.
know.
It's amazing.
It's hilarious though, somehow.
Mhm,
It's funny when you're watching it as a third party person. If I think if he was in front of me, I'd be like, "Oh my god, this guy is insufferable."
yep, but, you know.
It's probably like that for a lot of the male leads for these procedurals, right? I'm sure Richard Castle and Patrick Jane are
Yeah,
all terrible people. You
you would
never put
drive
up
him
with them.
crazy. You'd be like, "Oh my god, what is wrong with you?"
I never want to see you again.
Mhm,
Anyway, speaking of like burning and smoking, though,
mhm,
Lucifer in that navy blue suit.
mhm,
Wow.
yeah. He is also really I meant to say it when they do the close up on him when he's dripping wax, like, really rocking the guy liner in this
Mm.
episode, like, just a little bit. Looks real good. Looks real good, Lucifer.
So this episode has an extremely popular fan favorite line. It's
Mhm.
when he leans in, he's about to touch it, and he barks at him, "Do not touch the charred crotch."
Pause is a sentence I never thought I'd say. Which I totally get because it's totally that sentence where you're like, you hear the words come out of your mouth and then you go,
Hmm, that's weird.
nope, this is my job.
Ah. But Lucifer comments that this is the kind of punishment that he usually reserves for pedophiles and Nazis and people who put their seats back on the airplanes.
I mean, co-signed. Co-signed.
I'm
I hate
apparently
those
going
people.
to hell.
Yeah. Mine, I have to say, even more so, are the people who do it right away, like,
Right
even though
away.
you
Yeah.
know that like, have you never been on a plane before? You know that they're gonna come and tell you, "Put your seats up and for takeoff." Like,
Take off,
what
right?
you need to be lying backward, like, for and let me assure you, as a tall person, it is very irritating. I like there are some planes, though, where you can put your seat back, and it actually kinda tilts in a different way so that your seat back doesn't go into the space behind you, but you
Mm.
still get the sensation of, like, lying more comfortably. I feel like
I think
Cathay Pacific has that.
the one that I liked the most was on ANA. We flew to Japan on ANA, and like the seat area was just very spacious,
Mhm,
and so you could like the person before you in front of you could just lean all the way back, and it didn't make a difference.
mhm,
It just made the screen come a little closer.
yeah.
That's about it. But yeah, it was really awesome. It was very roomy. I like that plane. It was a double decker plane.
Ooh,
I think it was the
oh.
first time I rode on one of those too. But
Back to the pedophiles and Nazis. I mean,
Chloe points out that one of Lucifer's buttons is undone. He says, "Oh, yeah, I had to rush out of my house because I have an unexpected house guest I can't get rid of." And she assumes, and everybody always assumes, that this is just that he's talking about a woman, a house, because he just says house guest. He doesn't say my
mhm,
mom is visiting or
mhm,
anything. But and she's like, "Oh, yeah, I can understand how complicated exes can be because she's got dad on her mind and that
yeah.
whole thing." And he's like, "She's not my ex." And at that point, Chloe gets a tip from one of the uniform officers, and he brought her an email from a Wobble coworker. His name Lila Sims,
The
and
show is no longer sponsored by Microsoft because it's not a Microsoft Surface.
yeah, it just looks like a black pad, and it's got like
Mhm,
LAPD on the back or something.
mhm.
But yeah, she sounds very upset. So they go to Wobble, and as they're leaving, Lucifer tries one more time. She has to yell her line again. "Do not touch the charred crotch."
Why does he want to touch the charred crotch so
I don't
badly? I mean,
know.
that's the question.
It very notably looked like a mannequin crotch. So
Mhm, mhm.
at Wobble, they talk to Layla, and she can't believe that they think that she did it. And she says that she was just pissed off because he shared pictures of them at dinner. So
Mhm.
I don't really remember why was she mad about that.
Oh, because they're not supposed to date. They were supposed
Oh,
to be,
okay, okay.
office. Yeah.
Coworkers, strictly coworkers. Okay. But when Lucifer reveals that his crotch was set on fire, she remembers something. She calls Ray the killer, their head of
Spoiler.
HR, and she has him bring up a video of this intern Tommy at the company retreat where the victim Nick had actually set his crotch on fire at a retreat, which is horrible.
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
he had fallen asleep and spilled his drink. That was the like, he was make
yeah,
yeah.
it was terrible. But she says that like he posted, and then he posted it to Wobble, and so
Mhm.
everyone saw it. Lucifer's laughing, but I think he kind of stops when he noticed that Chloe's not laughing.
Mhm.
But Tommy's brought in for questioning, and he says that the video was his breaking point. Chloe outright asks him if he killed Nick, and then Lucifer comes in and uses his power on him, and he immediately confesses. But I think in this case, what's happening is the confession is actually his desire, right?
Mhm.
So
I think
he's
so.
he's not telling the truth, but he's answering to Lucifer. He's saying, I killed him because that's
Mhm.
what he wanted, right? So
Yeah.
it's a interesting twist on his power here.
Although Lucifer's like,
Well,
that was
yeah, because they believe him, right?
unsatisfying.
But they leave the interrogation room, and Charlotte Richards is out there surrounded by cops.
Mhm.
And that's where Chloe tells us that Charlotte used to be a cop.
Mhm.
And I feel like that ends up becoming like a little continuity flaw somewhere down the line,
Yes, I agree.
right?
I agree. There's
Yeah.
something weird about where they never really follow up with that, and also
Yeah.
it
It
just seems
sounds
like,
weird.
yeah,
'Cause she does not she seems like a
cop-like.
lawyer through and through,
Also, like,
right?
if you're she isn't that old,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's, like, already she has her own firm,
Mhm. Mhm.
and it's not like you do law school in, like, a year.
Yeah.
It just seems I don't know what they were intending to do with that, but it definitely did not turn
It
into
doesn't seem
anything.
to work, and I feel like they kinda get rid of that, they gloss over it later,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
but she says, well, they're around her because she's a knockout, and she's surprised Lucifer hasn't tried it, so right when she's saying that, he rushes forward.
Yeah. Poor Lucifer. It's coming back to haunt you.
But this whole episode is full of Lucifer scolding Mom
Mhm.
for all the things she's doing, because she's new to Earth, apparently.
But all the ways that she's being inappropriate are totally ways that we have seen him be inappropriate, which is, like,
Yeah,
he's getting a little
he's
taste of his own medicine.
such a hypocrite,
Yeah.
right?
It's like, "Hey, buddy, this is exactly how Chloe feels following you around being like, 'Do not touch the charred crotch. What is your problem?'" Charlotte would also have touched the charred crotch. They can't help themselves.
But he gets rid of her. Did you see that he literally pushed her on her
Yes.
chest to get her in the elevator?
Get out of here.
And she tells him the strangest thing,
It's so
right?
funny, though.
She
All
starts
they
this,
do is eat,
and then it comes out changed.
changed,
It's like
and not for the better. It's
it's
so
like,
funny.
wait a minute. She's literally telling
Mhm.
him about pooping like he
Yeah.
doesn't know what that is.
Do
It's
you know
such
what
a
they do?
it's such a mom thing,
It
right?
is. It is. And also the kind of thing that if you never had to do that before, and then you had to do that, it would seem disturbing, I think. You know,
So if angels don't have to poop, does that mean they don't need to eat either? Or if they do eat, what happens?
I don't know. Well, maybe they make the choice, but,
Maybe
she was a goddess, so she didn't I don't think she had to do anything, to sustain herself. Because
it exits her as light.
yes, she craps light. That is she's like a unicorn. Rainbows.
I mean, hey, if that's your thing and if you can make it happen, why not, right?
I mean, I think we would all make that choice if we had the option. We end up having weird conversations
We
on this.
do.
Mhm.
Okay, so Chloe is standing there after the elevator closing. She looks very amused because she just assumes that he's got a thing with Charlotte. But she also brings up the fact that Tommy doesn't really add up as a killer. And Lucifer somehow turns this into a conversation about how she's been treating Dan, and he scolds her for affecting the person in the middle. She's like, "You mean Trixie?" He's like,
Trixie?
"No, me."
Me! Come on, Chloe, he always makes it about himself.
I love the way that they film this though, like just the way
Yeah,
that her head goes down, like, oh, I should have known.
you're right. It's hurting my daughter, Lucifer. No, she's fine. It's me.
But at this point, Dan approaches and says that another video has been posted to Wobble by the killer. So they go to another scene where they find a man dressed up with fake boobs, and Okay, so I gotta talk about this method of killing. He died from asphyxiation from having a lot of apples shoved down his throat, and then you can stay like
It's so gross.
it's gross, and is that even like physically possible?
I
Like they
I
were like
don't know.
literally bulging out of his neck. It didn't. I was just like, no, that's instantly possible. It's just ew.
Ew.
It was nasty because there's one in his mouth, but
Mhm.
he's got like at least three bulging out of the side of his neck.
Yes.
Ugh. How?
Very unpleasantly.
Very seven deadly sins. It's like
Yes.
the forced eating thing. Oh my
Yeah.
god. But Chloe gets the idea to call the victim's cell phone, and it rings, and it's stuck in the bra that the guy is wearing with fake boobs and everything. And Lucifer makes another pun. He
He's got
tells her,
so many in this episode.
I know, he like just busts out so many. Credit to the writer for this one because
Mhm.
they came up with all these things.
Mhm.
He tells her to be careful because it might be booby trapped.
And she has the best look on her face. Like it looks like she literally just had an aneurysm, like something broke in her brain because her eye is like, "Meh." She's just like, I can't believe he said that. And it's also funny, but yeah.
But so the victim is dressed in like a schoolgirl kind of uniform,
Mhm.
so they're kind of confused because they look at the video on the phone, and it's this woman who's again like network TV
Mhm.
standards. Like what? She's barely clothed, being
Mhm.
whipped by a man. She's on
Mhm.
her knees, and it's just like what?
Mhm.
Okay, stretching the boundaries here. But they find out that like Chloe comes up with the idea that, oh, maybe she's a teacher, that's why the victim's dressed like that. And yeah, it turns out
Yeah,
that
because Ella
she
Ella basically says something like, "I haven't seen a uniform like that since I was
Catholic
at Catholic
school.
school."
Yeah.
And there she's too old to be a student, but yeah, maybe she's a teacher, and she
But
was.
she broke up with the victim, Adam. He posted the video to Wobble and got her fired, and eventually she killed herself.
It's really
Which
sad.
yeah, it's a really sad like little side story. But now Lucifer approves of what the serial killer is doing, and he's like, "I'm gonna go have a drink. Bye."
Chloe's like, "Ah, can't take things into your own hands."
So next we go to Lux, where Linda and Maze are at the bar, and Linda's telling her, "Oh, I really admire you for going out on your own," and she's advising her to avoid setbacks. And Maze is like, or Charlotte approaches at this point. I like that she says hi to Maze, and she looks at Linda's like, "Hello, human."
It's so funny. I just feel like Linda must be like, everyone's so weird. Yeah.
So Linda assumes that this is why Maze still comes to Lux. She thinks that she's jealous of Lucifer's new girlfriend, but Maze is just like, no, she's not his girlfriend.
Oh no.
it's it's so funny that like none of these people actually come out and say it. They're just like, no, she's not his girlfriend. So Dan tells Chloe that the people at Wobble are lawyered up, and so they need to get a warrant. And then at this point, Chloe tells Dan that she wants to cancel their camping trip because they're just basically lying to Trixie. They're like too scared to tell her that they're not doing well. And then next we go to Lux. Lucifer is enjoying himself at the bar when he turns and sees Mom dancing on the table.
Yep.
He once again runs up to scold her, and she's just it's
Also another good line where she's like, I saw them dancing on the table and I wanted to see, and they looked so happy, and he's like, "Could it be the money that I pay them?" It just makes me laugh. I'm like, "Oh, Lucifer, this is how everyone sees you."
she starts like describing a tingling sensation that she got.
Inappropriate, mother.
And like Lucifer like loses it here, and he picks her up and off
Yeah,
the
and is,
table.
like, hiding his face so that he doesn't have to see her, like, haunches. He's just like,
He's
"I don't wanna see this butt, but I need her to be not dancing on a table right
is
now."
that considered a fireman carry?
Yes.
But yeah, so she understands now why he has a club. She's starting to understand like all the perks of being human and everything like that. But she doesn't understand why he works in law enforcement and why he's still punishing people. And she wants to know if he's still trying to get back in
So this is actually something that I think of as, again, kind of like a continuity flaw, or kind of, I mean, it depends on how you see the character of Mum. And I have watched this season a lot of times, and every time I watch it, I believe more and more that Mom has like other plans that she is not really getting into, because she told him before that the only reason why he is still alive is because his dad wanted to kill him after the rebellion, and she pleaded for him to be sent to hell, and that's where he punished people.
yeah.
So it wasn't that, like, but now she's like, oh, are you still trying to get on your dad's good side by punishing people? But it doesn't make sense, because she's the one that basically put him in the place, according to her, put him in the place that he was doing this stuff. So there's just kind of like, I don't know, there's inconsistencies in her story.
Yeah.
And nevertheless, he is not pleased by this reminder.
So are they saying though that hell already existed and they sent Lucifer to go take up this job like from someone else, or was hell created for this purpose to punish him, or
I don't know.
did they ever
Like, I
address that?
mean, I don't know that there's certain big, and I think it's just that I don't know if they knew what they wanted to do with that lore, but there are some big question marks. Like, what was his rebellion and why was it so bad?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
kind of changes a lot. I think, like, even the context of it sort of seems to change as the show goes on. And then there's like the source material stuff where it's like, are you still thinking of the source material when it comes to, because some aspects of what they choose eventually do kind of reflect the source material, which is that, like, the punishments in hell are kind of brought on people themselves, or that hell grew to be what it was because it was growing around Lucifer's idea of punishment. So, yeah, I don't know, but I do know that I don't think that Mom is entirely just there for her sons, no matter
I
what she
mean,
says.
she's very duplicitous, so yeah.
She is.
Chloe goes to, and she's by herself at this point because
Yes.
Lucifer's left. But she goes back to Wobble and she's talking to Layla again, and she's explaining to them how Wobble works. That anybody can upload anything to Wobble, and things that are inappropriate are taken down by their content moderators. And then she shows Chloe a room of people of these content moderators, and she mentions that they usually only last a few months because they have to look at all this dark content and are the ones who have to take it down. And then she hears Lucifer laughing from inside the room because he's watching one of these videos. Chloe pulls Lucifer aside and asks, well, why are you here now? I thought you didn't care. And he's like, well, now I have a question to ask the killer. Why do you punish people?
Because his mom asked him that. That was one. Yeah, his mom was like, "Why do you still do this?" He's like,
Mhm.
"I don't know. Why are you asking uncomfortable questions, mother?"
But he also mentions that he's if he ever goes back to hell, he's gonna have a room like this because these people get to see everything.
Yeah,
Lucifer's such a
he's something.
it wouldn't surprise me if like he's rich because he like has like some kind of porn enterprise.
Oh, probably. But
Because
you know that it would always
people
be.
always speculate, right? Like how is Lucifer rich? Like how
Yeah,
exactly is he rich? And it's gotta be something like that.
yeah, but you know that it would be entirely consensual, and everybody would be extremely well paid.
Yeah, yeah. But that clues Chloe into what the overlap is because she couldn't figure out like how the cases were linked. And she thinks, oh well, it's a moderator. And so next we go to Amenadio in his office, which is very
he
different
is
now.
living. He is living in his office. That
Yeah, yeah. It's more
whatever happened.
decorated.
Yeah, we don't know what happened to, speaking of porn, his like porn
His
palace
studio.
of flowing fabric and candles, it probably burned down, and here he is living in his office and just slovenly.
Yeah, there's like food containers all over the table and bottles everywhere and
Okay, but did you notice what was on the desk?
the what?
It's an empty bottle of pickles.
No way.
Yes,
No way.
there is an empty bottle of baby dill pickles.
Oh my god. I
I
gotta go back and
lost
look at
it.
this.
I was like, "Oh my god, he's just obsessed with pickles." Like this, the knit pickle.
Watching Maze eat that pickle did things to him.
It did. And he's been trying to recreate those feelings and he can't. Because I saw it out of the corner of my eye and then I had to pause and then go back and watch it. And sure enough, there is absolutely an empty, completely empty, even the juice, empty
Uh,
bottle of
oh
pickles.
my god, that is so hilarious. I'm gonna have to go look for that.
So now we have to do like pickle watch. Like what other places do the pickles get mentioned?
Pickle watch.
There's something super funny about the idea that we're watching for like Lucifer's chest hair, but a
Yeah.
Menadiel's pickle obsession. Like,
I love it. I love it.
it just made I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if Crystal saw it. And then I was so excited. I wrote it in caps lock on
Oh my
I
god.
was like, pickles on the desk.
So funny.
Anyways, yes, aside from the pickles.
There's a knock at the door, and here's the source of his pickle obsession,
Mhm.
Maze. And she's outside, and she's like, "I know you're in there." And you can hear a vacuum turning on. What is he vacuuming up?
He's vacuuming up his own
Oh,
feathers.
his feathers.
He's so pathetic. It's so funny.
But oh my god, she doesn't just bust like she doesn't just
Yeah, she
come in,
like
she, like literally busts it in.
yeah,
He's gonna
she's
have
not
to
willing to wait.
he's gonna have to call someone to come fix that door. That's how
Mhm.
bad it was.
And they're gonna be like, "Sir, are you living in here? This is an office building."
Are there chickens in here? You can't have
Livestock is not
livestock.
allowed. There are zoning issues here, sir.
But Maze has come to ask Amenadiel for help with Mum, and he agrees quickly because he notices that one of his feathers he missed it with the vacuum. He's gonna
Mhm.
step on it. And then back at Wobble, Lucifer or Chloe tells Lucifer that Dan is gonna work on finding out which moderator it was, and he's looking at them and he tells her that none of these people did it because no one chooses to be a sin eater. He's the one who
Mhm.
says the episode title, and he points out that all of those people in that room still have hope, so it can't be them. And so they ask one of the moderators who walks by who's worked there longest, and he tells them that it was Layla, the lady they talked to
Well, first he
earlier.
says him because
Yeah,
he's been there for 2
2
months.
months.
And then he's like, "Oh, no, longest would be she's not doing it anymore, but she basically was before."
Did you notice what was behind them? The Wobble office has a rock climbing
Yes,
wall.
I did notice. I was like actually, I stood there and I was like, "Have I been in that building before?"
It's a cool
There are definitely
office.
there are definitely a few locations in this episode where I'm like, "Have I been there before?" I used to live down by where in the very last scene where Charlotte is mugged. I'm like, "It's not a
Ah.
scary part of town, guys. It's fine."
I mean, they made it look pretty, like,
Mhm,
dingy.
mhm,
They go to find Layla, and she's not in her office, she's gone, which I
and
thought
it's been
was
trashed.
Oh, was it? Because
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like it's obvious she left in a hurry. That's what it looks like.
I thought it was funny because it was like, "Well, what if she just went to lunch or went home for the day? Why is it just that she's gone, she's on the run?"
It's because things are, like, knocked over and y yeah, it looks like she left in a hurry.
Which is
So,
funny because if I left in a hurry, I don't know if I would knock anything over.
no. I mean, I
I would
if
just grab my purse and leave. And I mean,
people
or would I
honestly,
fumble about and like flail around and knock
let's be
everything
honest,
over?
if somebody came into my office and was like, "Oh my god, she's been kidnapped." That cuz that's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah.
But
But
that's
they
just how I live here. I have ADHD. I gotta leave stuff out where I can see it or else it disappears from my mind forever. So yeah, no, I was like, it's not that bad. But yes, so that was their I think that was their thinking. Was,
okay. Yeah, I would have thought that they would have assumed that there was a struggle and she was taken, not just
yes,
that like
exactly.
she's left.
They do really jump to the conclusion rather quickly.
So Amenadiel arrives at Lucifer's penthouse and he meets Mom, but he doesn't know that that's his mom. He just thinks that
Mhm.
that's Lucifer's latest conquest.
As
And
everyone does.
he nicely offers to listen to her problems.
I'm a good listener. She's like, but are you a good son? Jesus, lady.
But she starts off sounding like someone who's unloading on some like kind stranger's shoulder. But the more she talks, he starts to recognize that, oh, I think I
Look,
might
she's
know this
freaking
woman.
manipulative. Okay, she is manipulative. I
Yeah, yeah.
There's more to her than meets the eye, and not in a Transformers way.
But she says she's tired of fighting for something she can't have, and she wants him to take her back to hell because she doesn't know that he can't do that either.
Mhm.
And so I feel like he's like gonna avoid, like, kind of somehow steer her clear because it's like an embarrassing thing for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean, he
source of
can't
shame
bring
for
out his
him.
wings, it's they're not looking like they used to.
They're in
Happens
the
to everybody
vacuum.
sometimes.
My wings are in my vacuum in my office.
Mhm. Mhm. Where I'm living with a pizza box, multiple bottles of wine, and the pickles that are
And the
gone.
pickles. So at the station, they see a message from Layla. I guess it was posted to her Wobble account,
Mhm.
and it says that she's gonna kill herself on a live stream. Which, ew, gruesome. But Lucifer's upset because now he can't ask her his question. Why do you
Yes.
punish?
And Chloe's like,
This checks
priorities.
out. But oh my god, this was so funny. This is so typical of police procedural shows. And I just want to note that this is not possible in the real world where you get like a very low res camera footage and then you enhance.
Well, at least they showed the pixels. Like, my biggest pet peeve is when they do the zoom in and it's like somehow miraculously clear, even though you're like, that's not how images work. There's only so many pixels, guys. But yes, no, it's not how.
Yeah, so they look at footage of Layla leaving and they see that she's actually being held captive because they see some person sitting in the backseat of her car with a gun.
They see a gun. They see gun pixels.
Which resolve into a very clear looking gun. But so Dan says the IP keeps pinging back to Wobble's HQ, and so that leads them to go back to Wobble, and they're in this next. They're in the server
Well,
room.
I think their servers are in a different building,
Oh, okay.
and that they're going to the servers
Oh, okay.
because otherwise he wouldn't have had to take her out at gunpoint.
Yeah. So they go out there, and Layla's in the process of making the video, which is how the killer made the first two victims do it. Like he had them record themselves apologizing for their sins first before he killed them. But yeah, so she's making her video, and the killer turns out to be Ray,
Bum,
and
bum, bum.
he makes her douse herself with gasoline, and then he's got a lighter. He's gonna set her on fire. Lucifer tells Chloe that I think it's actually I can actually do something. So, but you need to leave.
And she's like, "Nah, I'm not going anywhere." He's like,
But he's like, well, maybe I could talk to them, and she's like, yeah, okay, why don't you do that? And he's like, huh?
Also, he has his his line where he's like, uh, "Halitosis, first sign of evil." Like, brush your teeth, boys and girls. Yeah.
But Lucifer gets to go in and ask his question.
Yeah.
Why are you a Punisher? And
He's
Ray says
monologuing in a big way.
Ray says that he couldn't take it anymore. But Lucifer tells him, "Oh, actually, I think you're doing it because you actually like it. You like punishing people." And that gets Ray to think about it. He's like, "Yeah, I actually kind of like seeing people beg for forgiveness." And he drops it later. Just then Chloe turns what actually it's
It's
like
the
a fire
fire.
suppressant thing.
Yeah.
It's not like a sprinkler system. It's some kind of
It's
dust
like
or something.
foam. It's like the same thing that in a
Fire extinguisher.
fire extinguisher, but like throughout everything. Because I guess if your servers catch on fire, you want to be able to put that out fast,
And Lucifer
and you
gets
don't
in
want it
one.
to be water.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay, okay. But he just socks Ray.
Yeah.
Although
Speaking of,
he must have had to pull that punch too. So
yes, I thought the same thing. I was like, whoa, you didn't straight up murder him, so that's good. Also, Chloe's like, man, you really don't shut up. Like, you bought me so much time.
But in exchange for saying that, he gives her a really bad dad
All the
joke.
worst.
He says he looks quite extinguished.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Ay, ay, ay.
That's that's a heck of a dad joke there, Lucifer. So bad, but also funny.
Yeah. So at the station, after everything's over, Chloe approaches Dad and says, I've been kind of hard on you. Maybe we should go on our trip. But he says that, she was right earlier and they shouldn't lie to Trixie and they should just face the facts. And he proposes that they get a divorce. And I really appreciated the maturity of this conversation. It was kind of refreshing for me.
Especially from Dan.
Yeah, yeah. I liked it. It was an interesting conversation to see. I
Yeah.
liked it. It showed emotional maturity from both of them.
Yes, and also very necessary because, like, they aren't gonna fix that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not fixable.
I know, Dan. Come on. The
Like,
things that you've done. Oh,
mhm. You're lucky we even let you hang out here. That's
he's lucky he has a job.
yeah, and isn't in jail. Because let's be real, that's
He
where he
should
should
be.
probably be. He
At
should
the very least, he should be at home under IA investigation or something.
1000%. 1000%. I mean,
There-
like, come on, man. You
There's
straight up lied a lot
and killed too.
and killed and then lied about that and then gaslit your wife forever. Like, it was bad. It was not good.
At the penthouse, Amenadiel waits for Lucifer, and Lucifer's immediately suspicious. He's like, "Oh my
Mhm.
god, you took her back, didn't you?" But then she comes out behind him out of his bedroom, and Amenadiel admits that his time on Earth has changed his view, and that their dad tended to overreact.
What we call Amenadiel being very manipulatable.
hmm Mom is just like, "I'm just grateful we're all in the same
I'm so
room.
glad we're here together,
We're
children.
a family again."
Oh, it's so lovely. And you're like, lady, you're kind of scary. So, yeah. I
But
do like
Lucifer,
that Lucifer doesn't buy it. Like, Lucifer
yeah, yeah.
is skeptical. And I think it is in some ways because we see the ways that he takes after his mom.
hmm
But I think she has more of a kind of, I want to say, like, selfish, vicious streak than he does. Because he
Yeah,
really, and that comes out a couple of times in this episode when he's talking about being the person who punishes or
yeah,
being the person who has to, like, be the sin eater. Like, he doesn't do this because he likes it the same way. Like, it's not he he feels like, whether he admits it or not, it's a responsibility. And whereas mom,
she's
I
got a
just,
vindictiveness to her.
yes, yeah, and I don't really think she thinks of things as responsibilities ever, which kind of comes out when Lucifer delivers his punishment.
Yeah, because the interesting about Lucifer is that, like he often like blurs the lines between vengeance and justice, but he
Mhm.
does have a very consistent, strong sense of justice. I feel
Yes.
like
It's what
he
makes him likable,
yeah,
essentially. Like, it's
yeah,
what stops him from being the bad guy,
yeah,
and I don't ever really get that from Mom, except maybe mid-season, but yeah, anyways. Um, it's a good scene. I like this scene just
yeah,
because
yeah.
you can see that Lucifer feels.
Whenever he gets clarity about himself,
Mhm,
it's a good thing to see,
yeah,
because yeah, he says that he's good at it and punishing makes him happy because he
mhm,
feels like he's fair about it, right? He
mhm,
brings justice. So this is an aspect of himself that he's become self-aware of. So yeah,
mhm.
it's really cool.
Well, and we've seen it so many times, right, since the very beginning of the show, is that line between vengeance and justice that he kind of tap dances around. Like,
Hmm.
he doesn't very often go into vengeance,
Yeah,
and that becomes such a big thing later in later seasons, right?
yeah.
Where, he's learned things about humanity and himself and, Chloe's influence and all of those things that have put a lot more weight on the justice side. And then later he does some time with the vengeance side.
But so on this note, though, he has decided on Mom's punishment, and her punishment is to stay on Earth as Charlotte Richards, mom to kids, husband or wife to husband,
She
who
is
we saw
horrified.
earlier.
She is horrified by this, by the way. It is like, this
Pro-
is just the pooping conversation all
I
over
know,
again.
yeah.
They're going to need things.
They're gonna eat things, and it's gonna come back out.
Hmm. Hmm.
But so there's one final scene. She's walking down a dingy street and she's
Really not
mugged
that
by
bad, guys. I lived right down that street. It was fine. It's basically really fancy car dealerships in there, you just can't see.
That's so funny. So they just have to go throw a bunch of trash and like
Mhm.
debris out there to make
Yeah.
it look bad.
Mhm.
But the guy who mugs her uh gets more than he bargained for because she throws him right into a wall. And she just
It's just funny. He's like, "Your money or your life," and she's like, "Oh, money. Does anyone say life?" Every once in a while, she just has a line that
yeah.
kills me.
Yeah. Just
Uh,
her noobness to Earth is
mhm,
just
mhm.
endlessly amusing.
Yep.
So this is how she discovers that she's got super strength. She's not just any human.
Mhm.
And
She's
her smile
getting.
here says
Mhm.
a lot. Yeah.
Yes, it is a devilish smile.
Mhm.
She's not gonna use those powers for good.
No, she is not. Unless it's to fling the trash out from her back door, maybe.
Maybe. She's like, "I'm not going out in the rain because it rains so much in LA now." Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go to our rewatch. Actually, before I forget, let me add Pickle Watch.
Pickle Watch.
I'm gonna add Pickle Watch to our
Pickle
list.
Watch 2026. You're gonna go look it up and you're gonna see, and that it is the best. I was just like, the pickle wasn't a one-off.
Okay, Couch Watch. No, the couch was a no-show this episode
No
because
show.
Linda did her therapy session in Lux.
Over drinks.
So no devil face update unless you count his eyes. He does
Eyes.
make his eyes at mom. Title line is said by Lucifer when they're at Wobble. No updates to chest hair watch because or
He
I don't
did
know.
stay
Was there?
float.
Well,
Oh,
there was the bathrobe thing in the beginning, right?
yeah, I
Let
don't.
me go. Let me go back and check real quick.
Our listeners need
There.
to know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I've checked, and he is smooth as a baby's
Mm,
bottom. So
it's
no chest hair.
freshly
Freshly
waxed.
waxed, manscaped.
Mhm. With good eyeliner. Guyliner.
Yes. All right. Our runner-up titles for this episode were the charred crotch. I was I had thought that that was a given, but then he
Mhm.
busted out all his puns, and I was just like, "Oh, I've gotta pick between one of these 2."
You can get
The other
Burnies.
2 were Great Balls of Fire and Booby Trap.
Mhm.
Good stuff.
He was it's all puns all the time.
Yeah. So LuciTunes, I actually must have missed this episode when I was making my Lucifer
Mm,
playlist because I didn't recognize these songs very well. There's
mm.
Wicked One by Labris. There's I Wonder by Naomi Pilgrim. Asylum by Desi Valentine. All Eyes on Me by Pigeon. A lot of these were transition songs. Maybe that's
They
why.
must have been, or and like what was playing at Lux
Yeah,
in those
yeah,
2 because
yeah.
the music didn't make an impression on me in
Yeah,
this
it didn't
episode,
really
and
stand out
usually it
this
does.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Share by Stacy and then Old Habits by Hot Bodies in
Like, I
Motion.
am shocked that there were this many songs because
Yeah, yeah, I was too. I was like, and I was playing them. I was like, I don't recognize any of these.
we played 3 notes from this.
Okay, the good, the bad, and the crispy. My good is Trixie saying, "You're lucky I like you" to Dan.
My good is same scene, but it's the way that she's looking at him over her stolen
Sunglasses.
sunglasses that belong to mom, and you can tell she's channeling her best, like, mom disappointed face. I'm not mad. I'm
I'm
disappointed.
disappointed.
And the glee with the chocolate, of course. I love how she just switches in a on a dime. It's like,
And it's so funny how Chloe like sees it and she's like, "Really? You're gonna have?" Because it kind of looks like she's just digging in for like chocolate cake for lunch, kind of thing.
mhm. Hey, if someone hands me chocolate cake, do I wait? No.
I know, and it's double fudge too.
I know.
So my bad was, I guess, kind of the case and the motive. To me, it was a kind of a thin case, not that great of a case. But there wasn't a lot bad about this episode. But at the same time, Tara and I were talking about this earlier. We're like, when we heard the episode title name, my reaction was, ugh.
Mhm.
But there were a lot of scenes and moments in this that actually redeemed it in my eyes. So I liked it overall. But
Yeah, I
case
feel
is
like
not my favorite though.
no. I mean, it makes me wonder because I feel like maybe sometimes when you watch things 10 years later, like it may have been in reaction to something
Yeah.
that, was around, like, bad moderation or whatever, kind of, it may have come from something that we don't really thinking of it the same way. I kept laughing at the idea that somebody paid moderators. Like, can you imagine? Like, nobody is sitting like 3 people in a room moderating the content of freaking like TikTok. Or
Yeah,
I'm like, how many people is Wobble used by? Like 7? Like what?
I know.
I feel like this is not accurate. Yeah, I mean, I understand. I think it's not so much that it's a bad case, it's that the case feels kind of like they could have done more with it. Like it could have been more illuminating for something related to Lucifer, I think. But it got kind of like used as a punchline rather than, the kind of more soul searchy stuff. I mean, he gets a couple of lines, but
Mm,
I think they could have done more with it in a more meaningful way.
yeah.
Not that I would change lines like Great Balls of Fire,
Yeah,
but
that's actually my crispy is when he starts rapid fire punning at the crime scene. That's just it's so good. And you could see like Ella, she's like totally digging it. She's
yeah,
laughing.
she is always there for the pun. You know that. She's like, "Well, I'm gonna jump in." It's that moment where you know what it is? We've had this moment, Crystal. It's the moment when you realize you have the same sense of humor as somebody,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
somebody cracks a like usually inappropriate joke, and you're like, "That was hilarious," and
That
here's
was
mine.
really funny.
And you're like, "Ooh, how far can we take this?" And you don't find the limit. And that is how you make friends with people on the internet.
That's how me and Tara became friends.
Exactly. Exactly. How dark is your humor? Oh my. I don't usually meet people who go all the way down. But yeah, I think my crispy is crispy. Sorry, there's a literal
Uh-oh.
charred crotch. It's
Oh my god.
it's not the same as Nick's crispy, if you know what I mean. Um, mine is like the hint of things between Lucifer and Amenadiel and Mom at the end. I really like because it feels like it's setting up something in a way that isn't it's subtle. It's more subtle compared to so much of the very Weekend at Bernie's booby trap, like humor of the episode. And then there's like this moment where you're like, oh, okay, like there's more
Things
going on here.
things are getting serious
Yeah.
on the
And
supernatural side.
yeah, and I like that because it's you have the humor to offset the serious.
Yeah.
But man, I also have to say, I think that we talked about it briefly, but the like choking to death on Apple's murder is like,
It's
dang,
gruesome.
it is gruesome. And I feel like that's maybe why I feel like they could have done more with because that's a really horrible
Way to die.
way to die. And the fact that it was because he basically like made this woman kill herself by having her lose her job, like that is like
Yeah.
really serious. And I kind of feel like it gets brushed over
Yeah.
and there could have been more of a wait for a moment about
I
that.
feel like a lot of these the three shows that we cover on this podcast, I feel like they do that a lot. Like there'll be mention of something really dark happening,
Mhm,
and it just kind of just gets they just go straight past it, and
mhm,
then they like bust out a joke or a funny scene, and so
mhm,
that kind of lightens it up a bit. And I feel like that's a good balance that they have to seek so that it can stay light
mhm.
while also giving you like a still kind of a this is a
Like,
crime show.
dang, that was a murder.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll come back with a new Lucy quiz for Tara and you. All right, we're back with a new Lucy quiz. The way this works is I'm going to ask Tara 6 questions, and we're going to about the episode we just discussed, and you will have 5 seconds to come up with an answer. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Question 1: What kind of wine does Amenadiel pour onto his floor?
Red?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was just looking for red or white. Nothing
Okay, I
complicated.
was like, God, I don't know. I didn't zoom in and look at the pixels.
Scared you. Okay. Ella's Wobble account, or question 2: Ella's Wobble account is mostly slow mo videos of her doing cannonballs into what?
Pool.
Inflatable pool toys.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll give you half a point.
Thanks.
Question 3: In the video Lucifer wants Chloe to watch, what does the naked man jump onto?
Back of a rhinoceros.
Is it the back? Or I kind of got the impression he was jumping onto the horn.
Ow!
Because he says something about that, right?
Sure. It was definitely
It
large
was a rhino though. So
livestock. Something you should not jump on, naked or otherwise.
question 4, you're gonna get this one. According to Lucifer, what is the first sign of evil?
Halitosis. Or being named Kyle. Or being a redhead. He has lots of things that he says over the years that
Or was it
are
Kevin?
evil.
Or was it Kyle? I
I
think
think
maybe
it
it was Kevin.
could be.
I don't remember. But yeah, you made me remember
Mhm.
that. Okay, what is this? Question
5.
5. What grade did the teacher who the second victim tormented teach?
3rd grade.
Very good. And then last question. What band name is on the front of Ray's shirt?
Def Leppard.
Whoa! You got 5.5 out of 6. Very good.
Yay!
All right. So, any last thoughts about the episode?
I liked it more than I remembered liking it.
Yeah, me too.
Which I
That's
always
good.
find with the episodes where I'm like, oh. But luckily, the episodes that I really remember liking, I always still really like too. Like it doesn't go the opposite way. So,
I think
for
the
example,
other
the next episode is going to be great.
lady parts.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for that one. I think another episode where by name I don't really typically like in my mind is City of Angels,
Mm.
the fight one.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see if I end up liking that one more than just like this one.
Mm-hmm.
So a bit of miscellaneous news. Tom Ellis's new show CIA has a premiere date.
Mm.
It's going to be starting next year, February 23rd, 2026. And there's a trailer out already if you want to check that out.
Oh.
It actually has like some elements of Lucifer in it. You can kind of see shades of him still in that character.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's they changed it so that he still speaks in a British accent.
Oh,
So
good.
he's not speaking an American accent for this show. So that helps.
Yeah, it does.
I'm not a fan of Tom Ellis's American accent. It just changes his voice somehow.
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's part of the. I remember reading a thing where he said that when he auditioned for Lucifer, he tried it in both an
It
American
sounded too
and
douchey.
he sounded like a dick, charred crotch, as it were.
All right. If you're enjoying Rom-Com Detectives, please consider taking a moment to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. For our question of the week, you can leave us a comment on Spotify, YouTube, or Reddit and tell us what content you would post on your Wobble account. If you'd like to join additional conversations about Lucifer, you can visit the Lucifer subreddit at reddit.com/r/Lucifer. To contact me and Tara, email us at host@romcomdetectives.com. You can follow us on Instagram, Threads, or Blue Sky at romcomdetectives, or leave us a voicemail or text message at 1-650-733-XOXO or 9696. This episode of Rom-Com Detectives was recorded on December 28, 2025. Rom-Com Detectives Lucifer Unit is co-hosted by Crystal Watanabe and Tara Avery and is produced by Peakless House. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you guys next time for our breakdown of Lady Parts.
So good. So good.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
See you in 2026. Yikes.